Ho 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 everyone, Morgan here and welcome to the 12th day of 12 days of preps. Be sure you are commenting on this video and all the other videos. This is the last video, but I'm going to give you guys some time. If you ever do see that it's closed down below in the description, that means that the giveaway is closed. Excuse me. Okay, so be sure you are entering. I'm going to pick 3 winners to win my books. Thank you all so much for being here and for commenting. I have loved reading your comments and this whole entire series. You guys are amazing. So when it comes to bugging out, I think it's a last resort for people. Not I think, but you know, I think bugging out has been so glorified over the years, and especially like in, novels and apocalypse movies and things like that. It's been kind of glorified. So like people feel like, bugging out, like you're going to throw in your backpack and you're going to run off into the woods. But I'm going to talk about how bugging out is a tiered system, just like most everything I talk about, and how we can tier that system and make it work for us. So the first thing we want to be doing is creating an emergency disaster plan. Now, I have a whole blog post down below about creating an emergency disaster plan. I highly recommend it, especially for bugging out, because it'll tell you all the key points. Where are you going to go? What routes are you going to take? If this plan doesn't work, then go this plan. Bug out locations. That's a huge thing. So like, people are like, well, I don't have anywhere to go. Right, you have to figure that out well beforehand. And an emergency disaster plan will help you decide all of these things. Staying aware of the news, especially through radio broadcasts or the NOAA weather radio, can help you decide when you need to bug out. But you should already have some thresholds determined within your emergency disaster plan. If this, then that sort of thing. So, of course, in the end, information, news, all that can be thrown out the window, and you need to listen to your instincts. Such as in the case of like a wildfire, lots of people trust the news, but they don't really trust their instincts. And a lot of people, maybe you should just leave your home because the fire is like a mile away, and it's probably the better idea to simply leave your home than to stay and risk it. Some people risk it and they're totally fine. Some people risk it and they're not fine. These stories come all the time, every single disaster season. Then we're talking about the bug out bag. Now the bug out bag is a great resource because it has a lot of good stuff in it, right? Most people will pack this for about 72 hours or so. I have started to extend it a little bit more, for like extended skills. Like I've started to add some hunting stuff in and some fishing stuff, maybe some things that could help us a little bit longer than that 72-hour period. I have a tent that I'm going to be putting through these loops down here, a little lightweight tent for all of us to sleep in, things like that. So, water purification there on the side, plus additional water purification on the inside. I call my bug out bag a bunch. It's a mix between a bug out bag and a I'm never coming home bag. When I decide to bug out, I'm taking my bug out bag, I'm taking a 5-gallon bucket of food, I'm taking a bunch of water, either a case of water or several gallons of water, and all of this is in addition to the stuff that's already in our vehicle, okay? And I'm also taking like a rifle bag, okay, that has some additional stuff in there. I have a video over here that I've talked about this stuff. I'm not just relying on the bag. I'm going to take the bag in addition to this other stuff. My vehicle is my first response. I'm going to be taking my vehicle as far as it'll take me. And then from there, if I need to get out of my vehicle, the bug out bag and maybe like one other thing is coming with me. In addition, every single family member has a bug out bag. And keep in mind, the bag doesn't have to be a backpack. It can be literally anything you want it to be. Anything that stores anything, like especially like a suitcase, anything with wheels. You can do like a little foldable wagon. I mean, you can do so many different things just depending on, what you're interested in. You can take the transportation even a step further. You can put bikes on the back of your vehicle, or maybe like a little scooter or a skateboard or whatever else, right? Get some wheels, rollerblades, I don't care, right? Add on to that tiered bug out as far as you want to take it, really. The point is, bugging out isn't just throwing on your backpack and running off into the woods. It's an actual plan of attack, especially depending on the type of disasters that you may be facing, right? So this would include, alternative routes. It will include, how much gas you're going to need to get to that specific place. Where are you going to stay? You know, what type of family and friends are you going to have to communicate with, and what kind of communication methods are you going to be using? Again, in that blog post down below, I have all that information about how you can work that out in your plans. It's ideal to get the entire household involved, but of course, if you want to make this plan and then simply talk it over with the household to see if they might be, you know, amenable to it, that's an option as well. Bugging out is definitely a last resort, not gonna lie. You know, it's definitely for us something that we don't really want to leave our home. You know, we don't want to, because when you leave your home, you are now going out into unpredictable elements that you can very rarely control. At least in your home, you have kind of some control, you know what I mean? Like, it's comfortable, it's safe, you've set up this nice little, you know, system at home, right? But once you go out into those unpredictable elements, really anything can happen, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. And of course, you know, we don't want to leave our home. We love our stuff, we love our home, but remember that it is just stuff. So if you do have to leave, then leave. Trust your instincts. It is okay to leave your home. If your home is fine, great. If your home isn't, well, I hope you have home insurance, renter's insurance, whatever, and you had the plans and you did your best. Remember, it's just stuff. Your life is what's important here. Bugging out is a whole thing, and I've talked a lot about it. I'm going to put some links down below for this bugging out, but it should be a tiered system. Think logically about it. Think about you, your family, your pets. In addition to just you and your family, like let's say your dogs and your cats leaving, you need to think also about any livestock. What are they going to do? Do you have to take them somewhere? I've seen a lot of cases in which people literally leave their dogs and animals locked up outside. And especially in like hurricane situations, I've seen where the water's gotten so high and they're literally like trying to get away from this water, trying not to drown in it. It's very sad. And so we need to think about the safety of our livestock and how they are going to get through whatever situation that we're talking about here, in addition to, you know, our household pets. Thank you all so much for watching Conquer Tomorrow by Preparing Today. Do be sure to check out the links down below to other bug out videos as well as an emergency disaster plan.